What's going on, my people? What's going on? It's your boy Monte Carlo, and welcome back to the Big Picture Podcast. All right, welcome back. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's a rainy day, but we happy to be here. So we're gonna get it started. In front of me, we have our brother back, Mr. Cuny, representing
What's
here.
going on? What's going on?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
glad to be back. I had a lot of fun, man.
Yeah,
Of fun.
and that's what it's about, man. That's what it's all about. And to my left, we have Mr. Dice Berra.
Dice Boy Berra.
Dice Boy Berra.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
Shout
it
out to
right.
everybody. Shout
I
out to
got it
everybody
right.
tuning
Brownsville in the building. Oh,
You
man,
already
I'm
know.
outnumbered today, guys.
CV
I'm
in the
very
building.
outnumbered today.
Oh, you're not from
Dave.
Brooklyn?
Harlem World,
Harlem,
man.
yeah, I'm telling you, yeah, Harlem,
yeah.
man. Harlem World.
Yeah, we got Harlem. Oh, my God. So we got both of y'all from Brooklyn. We got Rosie back there from
Brooklyn. Oh, she from Brooklyn
we
too.
got
All right,
we
cool.
got we got Netherlands in the building. Okay, where you from, champ? Brooklyn too? Oh,
My man.
Okay.
All right, tell her where you from. Tell her where you from.
Yeah.
Tell her where you from. From Nigeria. Moved from Nigeria to Brooklyn.
Ooh.
That's a great transition.
Nigeria's in the building. I got mad. I do hashtag South Africa a lot too, because there's a big market out there. You know, big market out there. But we got some topics for y'all today. We came into the studio just now and immediately got into this Dame Dash and Funkmaster Flex beef, which I find a little interesting because Dame Dash, I look at him as a as a pioneer in the game, entrepreneur.
Facts.
And I don't see why Flex is coming at him like this. Everybody has a right to their own opinion. All right, and at this point, Dame Dash, I didn't read his book. He has a book out called Culture Vultures. I haven't read it either, but I'm eager to read it. I'm actually still reading Miss Shalene Diallo's book, the guest that we had on a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Oh yeah, you wasn't here for her. Yeah.
What's the title of the book?
It's called Boogaloo, A Bronx Tale.
Oh,
It's a really good book, man. It's a really good book. And my pops just brought the Obama book for my daughters.
Oh,
So I want to definitely try to I definitely want to try to peep that.
Michelle
But
Obama book.
yeah, so back to Dame Dash. He has a book out called Culture Vultures. Peace to him. He's from Harlem. And Flex Flex don't like the book. Flex doesn't like that he's talking about Leor or what have you. I haven't done too much research on the beef, but there's a little beef going on, and I hope them dudes just like squash it. Just learn to agree to disagree, whatever, and just keep it moving. Yeah. And I personally feel that people don't give Dame Dash enough credit for his role in Jay-Z's career. To be honest with you,
He moved quietly. He
Yeah.
moved quietly. He was definitely an asset to what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he should be completely disregarded,
Mhm.
but I think that they should all be given their appropriate respect based off of what they've been able to produce.
Wait, I got a question though. Like,
What's up?
who's not giving Dame his respect though?
I think the industry,
from an industry
from an
standpoint,
industry standpoint, they not just giving him his credit.
Yeah, I agree with that. But like, I feel like people know, like
They know.
the people in the streets know.
They know what time it is?
Yeah, like nobody ever, even regardless of their personal situation, like nobody ever looked at Dame like he washed or something. They know what he helped build.
It's always a matter of putting respect on that person's career accolades and everything
Right.
that they've done.
But I
Well, I'm
feel
glad somebody from Brooklyn knows.
No,
All
of course.
that's-
Come on.
Oh no, we can respect the game. We can respect the game.
Come on, so it was Harlem and Brooklyn that took over. What you mean?
Yeah,
respect
yo,
the game.
that was a moment right there, B.
That
Like,
was a rarity though.
we need that, man. We need more of that, man. The boroughs connected, like CEOs, rappers, whatever. And just make music and make, change the culture, man. Because
They gotta want to change the culture though.
Yeah.
The culture's right now profitable. People are not gonna.
Exactly.
They're not gonna reset.
The thing is, everybody focused on the dollar, so it's like if I'm winning, and even though I may look stupid or whatever, they gonna continue doing it. They're not thinking about the legacy they gonna leave after the fact.
Nope.
Or where they gonna be in the next 5 to 10.
Yeah, and my guy Cash Flow from Harlem, he was a guest we had on some episodes back. He put out a post with this rapper called Dexter, talking about this rapper Dexter. This kid Dexter.
Yeah, no, Dexter.
Where's
Yeah.
this kid
I
from?
heard of both of them, Cash Flow and Dexter's at where the fuck is? I don't know where he's from.
Rosie, when you get a chance, you can Google Dexter.
Dexter, yeah.
Dexter, see where this kid is from. So Cash Flow, he had this like a split video. So he put up the video of him of Cash Flow rhyming and Dexter on the side of him, like literally like nodding off. Like,
Oh yeah, he was
Like
on
going
live.
to sleep?
Yeah, like nodding off.
He was on live. He was on his live stream, and then he
Yeah.
just kind of like passed out, like getting high. Type
Yeah,
shit. I don't know
so-
what the fuck he was doing. Chicago. Yeah, yeah,
Chicago.
from Chi-Town, yeah.
Piece of
Chi-Town.
Chicago. I got a lot of family out there. So he's like nodding off, and he has like a blunt in his hand or something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, Cash Flow is pretty much like, yo, like we gotta stop this. Like we gotta like drip. He said in one of his rhymes, drip is that came from like
The
pe-
drooling?
yeah, no,
Oh, the
like
drip from
people's
the
nose dripping while from sniffing coke. You know, that's drip.
The
like,
residue.
Yeah, and he pretty much Cash Flow was just talking about like, hey, like we gotta do better. We gotta do better. And the kid Dexter, he replied with his own video, and it was just pretty much like, you know, he didn't say Cash Flow's name,
Right.
because you want to be careful, because you
You
know,
must be careful.
well, you know, okay, not a safety thing, but well,
Publicity.
it could be safety too. But he don't want to give Cash Flow that
The
publicity.
publicity, yeah.
So when you're an established art, well, Cash Flow is pretty established. He's a good guy, you know. But when you at that level, Dexter's on,
Right.
then
wanna
you don't want to give
give
an
shine
artist
to no- you
to
know,
another
another
artist
artist.
who
Yeah.
is not as good as you at or where you
That's
at.
fair.
Or like you're in a negative light with, so it's like you may fan that flame, and he end up blowing up, and then he's like, "Fuck, now I gotta really deal with him now because he up here now."
It's kind of like with Jay-Z. Remember when Jay-Z he had those beefs with certain people, he didn't respond.
Oh,
He
wise
didn't
man
respond.
said never argue with fools.
Exactly.
I just can't tell who's who.
Yes.
He said, "Wait, who was
That's
beefing?" Oh,
Jay-Z.
Yeah, I'm about $1 with the 50 cent. You know what I'm saying? That
No, but
was
see,
the-
but he mentioned.
yeah, but I know he's pretty much, he's probably like, damn, man, I shouldn't have did that.
Nah,
Like
I think he mentioned him around that time because he knew that 50 was getting hot. It was like I was watching a documentary or something like that, and it was like because 50 was behind the stage when he said it.
You
Like, he was
gotta,
there,
choose
some
your
shit
battles
like that.
though.
Was that Summer Jam?
I
It was
don't know
it was like one of
Well,
them type of what is it, festivals or thing. So, but like I think 50 was like right behind stage when Jay said it. So it wasn't really like a real beef thing. It was just kind of like, I see you, like, because I think 50 did the How to Rob, so it was kind of like I gotta make
50
my
not
line
somebody
back.
you want to beef with though.
No, of course, but I think he did it friendly though. He kept it friendly, like, you know.
Wow, that's interesting. So, you know, I hope these guys, you know, keep it on the wax, you know, and you gotta respect these dudes' opinions, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
So, we're gonna switch it up a little bit to the news, current events. I peeped yesterday on the news that this year is the highest number of New York City high school students who applied to CUNY schools.
Oh, that's what's up.
All right. Now, the
good.
reason why is because a lot has to do with it being free.
Free.
They made the applications free for students to apply.
Right.
It should have always been free, man.
True.
I remember back in the days when we was applying for peace. My brother Will is in the building. My brother, all the way. Oh my God, I'm crowded. I'm overcrowded with people from Brooklyn. What am I gonna do? But see, Will is actually from Harlem. He's a Harlem dude, so he just moved to
He just
Brooklyn.
pay rent in Brooklyn.
So, all right, so we 50-50 right
fair
now.
You know,
Born in Brooklyn, man.
Oh shit, he like.
Oh God.
That's about Kings County.
Somebody from Harlem call in,
Shout
man.
out,
Show me
shout
some love, man.
I have mixed feelings
Killer
about.
County.
I have
Yeah, let's go
mixed feelings about college being
Yes.
free, especially in.
You mean the application?
Yeah, the
being free?
application policy. I really feel like
How you
it's
feel about that?
when you do that.
Mm-hmm.
Bachelor's degree. There was a time where you would have to focus on getting your high school diploma.
Facts.
That was what you were supposed to get.
Mm-hmm.
Then it went up to associates,
Mhm.
and now it went up to bachelor's. So if everybody, right? And now this is not like a frown on a higher education, but if everybody is getting a bachelor's degree, if I'm an employer, I'm looking for somebody that's past that because now you become commonplace.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So now we're granting everybody an education, which they deserve, but we have to understand like how's that going to ripple effect into everything else that we're doing? How is that going to ripple effect into our economy? How is that going to ripple effect into our job market? These are things that we have to consider.
By giving something away just free.
Are we gonna adjust to it? Because now you're gonna have
Other
about
schools.
a bunch of people applying to these jobs, and they're all gonna have the same,
Same
qualifications.
True.
It's gonna be the same as it is now.
How
It's
so?
like that now. I mean, it's just a bunch of people with degrees.
Yeah.
That
But then
mean
it also
nothing.
depends on what you're getting your degree in.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's getting this shit in like business administration.
But everybody can't be businessmen.
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. Like a lot of the
Tell them
degrees
that.
people
You
go
gotta-
get
Everybody
you
can't be
gotta tell them
businessmen.
that.
doesn't amount
Somebody
to
got to
anything.
know
You know?
that. You got to let them know.
Yeah, it's crazy because I just switched my major over to media. I was doing business, and I just switched my major over to media, but they still going to give me a minor in business because I done took a ton of business courses, And what they do is when you're majoring in business, they got you taking a lot of this math that you really don't need,
And it
depending on where you're going with it.
It's also really cutthroat because now you are in class with your competitors.
Yeah. Everybody looking at competition now. Yeah.
So now you're moving up, you're doing what you need to do, but the person that sees that you are executing your projects accordingly,
You gotta
they're
be
watching
ready.
and
Yeah.
seeing what your moves are. But that's just the nature of business.
I think that's like the nature of the streets as a whole. Period. You know what I mean? Like people.
Yeah, everybody, you're going to be next to people that's going to be seeing
exactly.
you.
Everybody watching you. Everybody
But,
got their eyes on you.
No, what you're saying is absolutely right, though, man. Making college free, it's not going to help. It's not going to help.
I'm scared.
It's not. It's not. It seems good because, we like the word free. Whenever you say something is free, it's like, yeah, get it.
But then,
So you
everything
think people that
that's
is going to
free
be
is
going to
not good.
college just to say they went or say they're going?
I know a lot of people that went to college and say that they went. I ask my students the
Unfortunately.
same question.
Sometimes people
in
just
a,
go.
in a similar stance, though, like abroad, they have a lot of school, college education is free abroad, and a lot of them take that. Because the thing I wanted to ask y'all was, what was the loophole with it? Like, all right, they're gonna give you the free. It's free for application, or it's free for the.
Yeah, it's free for application.
It's free for the application, which encourages people to apply because not
Apply.
everybody can get
All right, so
fee
after
waivers
that-
to do
yeah,
it.
for-
All right, so after the
$40,
application,
$50
now you still gotta pay for your.
Tuition.
You still have to pay for your tuition, but they have like several other programs. That they have the EOP program and other programs that you can go into that help you pay along, your school.
Okay.
So if you're raised in Brooklyn, if you're raised in Harlem, and you're going to school, or CUNY school, if you're going to York, you qualify for TAP.
Yeah,
You
for-
qualify for all these things that can essentially cover your education.
Cover your college education.
Okay, so I was hearing something before where they were saying like it was gonna be free education, but you had to stay in the U.S. for like 4 years or something like that.
I don't
Or am I
remember.
black?
That.
Yeah, that's if you want to go to a CUNY school. I think it's CUNY or SUNY. Yeah, they pretty much try to lock you in.
And,
Just-
yeah.
like if you after you do your 4 years, you have to work in the city for
Something
6
like
years,
that.
something like that. So I guess that's the way for people to get free education.
I guess.
Some short, but like you just said, man, if people want to go to school for a reason, go for a cause. And like you said, you work with students who go just because their parents said to go.
Listen, that's why I went.
Yeah,
I ain't go to school for no reason. I ain't go for like a real purpose. I got a scholarship. They said, come sing in the choir. We give you all this money. You could major in whatever. And I said, all right.
And you go.
And I just went.
That's the expectation. You
and
go.
everyone around me was like, oh, yeah. Because the schools that I had to pay, 5 towns, I ain't have a scholarship at 5 towns. So they were like, don't go there. Go to North Carolina.
You
go
always
to
have to.
St.
You
Augustine.
always have to evaluate why people are going to school. Like, what do you plan on getting out of it? Like, this is not shade to like anybody who majors in like medieval literature, but if you're going, see why you laughing? But if you're majoring in medieval literature and you have an idea that you're gonna go and write medieval literature, okay, more power to you. But if you're gonna major in medieval literature and just focus on that, don't come out and expect to be an accountant.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
And that's the thing.
And
too,
don't
I
expect
thought
to be like the next like Game of Thrones writer.
But you
'Cause
could.
you could,
You
but
could.
you got to think that there's a lot of people that's been doing medieval literature. So
I mean, there's
There's
always gonna be
competition
somebody
in
doing
art.
what you're doing. It's just on how your drive and your presentation to it.
for sure,
Right, I agree.
That's really at the end of the day, like.
for sure. Fuck SUNY.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
Why you got?
you know where it was going. You know where it was going.
You know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
It's
So De
fuck
Blasio,
everything.
I think he might like this. De Blasio,
I don't-
he's supporting legalizing marijuana.
No, I don't like that.
That's dangerous.
About to
Why?
fuck up my hustle.
That's.
Oh yeah, that's the only downside I felt to it. That's
I'm
the
not
only
doing this with
downside.
Will. I'm not doing this with Will.
Edibles.
I'm not doing this with Will.
Anybody edible fan?
No.
That
So
was it.
okay, he's supporting
me know.
legalizing marijuana. So it might be legalized early as spring. So, but this is
It's
the catch
already
though.
legal.
I mean, but all right, but the catch is though. The catch is though is that if they see you can't smoke in public.
Public, yeah.
Yeah.
Then what makes it recreational?
Like that in Amsterdam.
Dude. Yeah, in Amsterdam you can walk and smoke, right?
Yeah.
Freely.
Because recreation means I'm
like
doing something for fun.
Yeah,
like-
but they just want to have us. They just want to trap us at the end of the day. That's what it's
you
looking
gotta
like.
keep
Because they,
leash
it's
on it.
more people incarcerated, more brothers incarcerated.
Absolutely.
for weed,
This is the thing,
cases.
right? And with that, brothers are getting
The camera
incarcerated at
shifted.
a ridiculous rate for marijuana. It doesn't make sense, but we gotta take a little bit of accountability, right? Just a little bit, because a lot of us like to smoke
Mm-hmm.
outside,
Yeah.
in groups,
Yeah.
7 and 8.
What happened?
And like, we already know
Making it hot.
that groups of more than 3 black men
You're gonna
is
get
intimidating to this system. We know that.
Mhm.
It just is. And it could be 3 men in suits. It's intimidating.
Right.
Probably more intimidating in suits than
Yeah,
in
because they
like,
like, all right, y'all looking
yeah,
like
you know what I'm
trying
saying? So that's just
get your
intimidating
shit
to the
together.
system. But a lot of us like to smoke outside in these groups, and a lot of this, a lot of the marijuana convictions are coming from people just being reckless.
But what if they're like in a hallway,
See,
or like they're in a staircase?
but that's another thing that that's illegal.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be in the staircase doing it. You only in the staircase because you can't do it in the crib.
Right.
Okay, so what you're saying
We gotta-
is it's fine as long as it's in a confined
Keep it
area
in
inside.
the crib, bro. Keep it in the crib.
Okay.
Every time I'm smoking outside, because I smoke outside because I'm an army of one. So
so
you're
you-
not gonna
you by
catch me
yourself
with
doing
too
it.
many dudes.
Okay,
I'm by myself. Anytime cops have walked past and smelt the weed, they've actually complimented me on how good the weed smells.
That's crazy.
Wait, and you complied like, yeah, that shit smell good?
I've been. I'm gonna give you a
Like,
perfect
what you
example.
talking
I'm in
about?
oh man, what is that street? Man, it's a big ass park in Brooklyn, but it's like it's
which
over
one?
by
Lincoln
Marcy.
Terrace?
It's
Oh,
over by
okay.
Marcy. So I'm on a like doing a little stairwell with the staircase rather. I'm smoking, me and one other dude. The cops walk past. And he's like, "That smells incredible, gentlemen." And we're like, "Yo, thanks, man. Have a good night."
Was it
That's
sarcasm though?
No, they just walked around. Was like, "Man, that smells great." But it's about
Protect and serve,
it's
not
about your
protect and
energy,
light
man.
it.
It's about your energy. Like
that's
I'm there.
true.
I got a
Nah,
different
the
kind of
energy
energy.
thing is, yeah.
I don't know.
I got a
Depend
different
on
kind
the-
of energy.
depend on the
I'm-
officer, but
I'm
yeah.
just never around certain dynamics that they looking for, because they are looking for certain. They're looking for certain things.
Yeah.
Like we could all get it,
Yeah.
but when it comes down to it, they looking for a niggas that's running guns.
Facts. Yeah, they mostly focus on the gun.
Yeah, that's
They don't be
mostly
giving a
it.
fuck
In
about
New York,
that
they're
shit,
focused on the guns.
Yeah.
Like they really don't care about the bud.
I remember.
They
like,
really don't.
DT
But-
pulling you over like, yo, y'all got guns.
Yeah, like DTs will pull you over and only just ask about.
guns.
Nigga, we was smoking crazy blunts in the car. They pulled us over and was like, "Yo, as long as you ain't got no guns, we don't care."
Fuck, yeah.
It's just really about guns. It's like the marijuana being de-escalated, or
Yeah, it's kind of fucking shit up.
it's already been happening. Like,
It still alarms me though. Like I do feel as if there's gonna be somehow we're
Yeah.
gonna be trapped into
It's
further convictions.
the thing. I feel I kind of feel like the legalization part of it was to kind of slow down like the distribution, people selling it.
Mhm.
You understand? It's like if you think about it now, if they legalize the dispensaries, is going to kind of cut. It won't really. It will like shift a little bit, but it will dig into the pockets of dudes that stay 9 to 5. You know what I mean?
I thought about that. So if you have somebody that sells weed to feed their family, right?
mm-hmm.
And now it becomes recreational.
Yeah.
Now everybody can do it. Now it's legalized. Do these people get jobs?
You can probably
They
go.
can, but this is where it comes down to the person. You have to be enterprising. Just like you can't be a lazy hustler. Like everybody who's selling weed is hustling.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but there's a difference between a hustler and an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and somebody who's being enterprising. So if you're selling weed right now and it's about to be legalized, how many girls you know could bake? How many girls do you know could, or people you know that can do graphic design or packaging? See, now you got to reach and dig into like other avenues. If it's going to be legal, cool. You could feed your family phenomenally if it becomes legal, if you're enterprising. If you can say, you know what, let me come up with a dope name, some dope packaging, and let me make some edibles. Let me make this. Let me do this. Let me figure it out.
You kind of gotta sell something with
You-
it. In a way,
yeah,
like
you
sell
gotta-
it in a different manner. Like
You got to switch with the
Wrap it up.
times.
I
Like,
don't
you
know
got to
that.
switch with the times. Like
I
they,
don't
they
know.
they selling weed different now. Everybody's getting paid off Cash App.
So if you got any
Not anymore.
Well, Venmo,
damn, bro.
Zelle,
yeah,
all of
yeah.
them.
Then blew the whole spot.
Hand to hand, hand to
They
hand.
know what it
hand to
is.
hand.
They know we selling bud.
So if you got any weed cases,
They know we
No.
selling bud off the Cash App. They know this.
they watch
not
us.
doing
Big
this
brother
one.
watch
Come
us.
on,
Big
bro.
brother
They
watch
know
us.
this already. There's nothing
You
that
just
we're
gotta
doing
be-
that they don't know
You
about.
gotta be like, you gotta put salad.
See, oh, I be talking to a next subject. Next subject.
Yeah, for the bouquet.
Next subject.
Dry snitching
like,
over
Hey,
here.
why you gotta do it? Tell it too much.
Let me get 2 cucumbers. How many carrots y'all got? And throw in the crouton.
Facts, man.
Terrible. No.
That's how you do
with
it.
a side of something. So all right, so all the weed cases. If you have any weed cases, they're being
They getting
expunged.
expunged, that's good.
So that's a good.
That's
look.
good.
That's a
I
good
mean,
look.
all right. So, but say now, for example, like dudes who did time, like literally this shit
You can't
affected
buy- you
their
can't buy
life.
that back.
Like,
No, they're not
but
gonna
that's
give
what
it
I'm
to you.
saying. Like,
They're not
No
gonna give it
receipt.
to you. They're not gonna give it to you.
It's
Sorry,
fucked up.
sorry,
It's fucked up.
sorry.
That's the only thing. That's my only like scar on it, because it's like right now, like every time you watch the news, it's like, oh, this person, this entrepreneur, this person. I'm like, yo, I know 15 people just like this supposedly entrepreneur motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's
Shout out to
doing
Biggs.
time.
Biggs did
You
time
understand?
for that,
Like,
but
yeah,
that
Biggs-
might have been a little different. But he did time for introducing somebody to weed or something like that
Yo.
to a connect, and it's crazy because this dude's
Oh,
a
yeah, he did
millionaire.
that, he did that.
This dude's a millionaire.
Yeah, so he'll be good.
You know?
Because
Yeah.
when it's legalized, you know he's gonna have a dispensary.
Big
But
time.
Big's
That's
not
the big
right?
homie. That's
Yeah.
the big
Yeah,
homie.
no, yeah.
So, okay, so I've been seeing this topic a lot going through social media, etc., and it happens in our community everywhere. Okay, so why are women often quick to take their man back after he cheats?
Because cheating's not that important.
I'm not gonna
yeah, I don't
agree with
agree
you.
with that.
Why y'all don't want to be rolling with
Not
Why
gonna
y'all
agree.
never wanna
I
roll
can't
with
roll
them?
with
So why they take them back then?
I would say that it comes down to the idea of potential.
Facts.
Right. I would
Okay.
say
Keep
it comes
going.
down to
Keep
potential.
potential.
So what happens is in some of these instances, in many of these
We
instances,
got women in the room too.
you have women,
Don't worry, we're gonna get extra table one day.
that believe in men more than they believe in themselves.
They believe in men more than they believe in
So
themselves.
in
Okay.
some instances, you think of it. I always go to basketball. Think of it like a draft pick, right?
Copy
So
that.
if you have your draft pick and you see their potential, and they have a couple of bad games,
But
right?
you're basing it on
But you
potential.
base it on potential, and you are developing them because you see what they can become.
They can be coached up.
They can be coached, right?
Wow. Don't
So-
give up on me, coach.
Wait, but
Okay.
No, finish it.
They can
Okay,
they can be
yeah.
coached. Now I'm not saying that every draft pick needs
that
to be
potential.
kept,
Yeah.
right?
Copy.
Facts.
Like we got some Greg Odens in here that didn't live up to their
man.
potential.
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Greg Oden.
Come on, man.
But you kind of want to just stay in the game a little bit and see where that person can go, because it can definitely work male and female alike.
I feel like that's a dimension to it, but like for the overall, like a lot of times I don't feel like when a woman take a guy back from cheating, I feel like it's various reasons. It's really on that person itself. Sometimes it's like financial reasons. Sometimes it could be like they really see what this person can become. Like just
Right.
like what you were saying. That's how I feel like that's a valid point. But it's like it's dimensions to it. Like a lot of times it's like love. You invested so much time. I really feel like
That's kind of what
length-
Rosie was saying. Rosie, she said that women they have a fear of starting over again. Am I correct? They have a fear of starting over.
I think
So
people
I was on
have
the right page. I
that
was on the
fear
right
though.
page.
Yeah,
a little bit.
It would have been better if it came from a woman.
Woman, I know that's
Yeah,
all. That's how I felt
yeah,
the way I was like,
yeah,
damn, you
yeah.
should have rung one of them. You should have rung it to the table for a
I still
second.
don't
Yeah,
think
yeah.
cheating's that important.
huh?
No.
You don't think it's
As
Like
a- you
you're
from a
not
ma-
with somebody
'Cause you're a
just
guy,
for
bro.
their sexual organ.
You're a
If you was
guy.
with someone just for their sexual organ, and you taking over ownership of that sexual organ by saying cheating in the first place, our whole mentality on it is about ownership, which is a problem. Like I do not own my woman's vagina, so
But
if she
you
gives it
own-
to someone, that's not really.
No, I agree.
But you own that intimacy. That's
And that's what-
between
and that's the-
y'all.
and that's the thing, like,
you
but you
own
don't-
that
but you-
intimacy.
One person doesn't own the intimacy. The intimacy is shared by the two people.
yeah.
Okay.
But that intimacy can also be shared with other people. Like we're not made
Then is it
to
intimate?
be monogamous.
Then is it intimate, though?
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
I
It
keep,
is
over, I keep
absolutely
looking at the
still.
woman for
It's still.
clarification.
It's still
like,
intimate.
That sounds like a polygamy.
I don't
That
think-
sounds like
I don't
a
think
That's
so.
the show.
I don't think.
I'm not
I
looking
think.
back
I
there
think
till the
it's.
show's
I
over.
think.
Don't
I
ask for
think.
no
I
water.
think it's different. I think it's different. Like the way that you would be with your significant other, like your main
main, yeah.
one,
Mm-hmm.
is different
then you're gonna be
than
with
what
the
you're
side.
gonna be with somebody else.
Yeah, the
It-
side
it
is
is.
just for
Sometimes.
physical.
So I wouldn't even argue.
depends.
I
How
wouldn't
many
even
side bitches you
argue.
got?
I wouldn't even argue. Said
Check-
I'm sorry,
I don't
Monty.
think-
How
he
many
is
side-
trying to throw you.
Side
under
now.
the
How many
bus.
side bitches you got, Monty?
Oh,
Come on, y'all stop being scared, man. How many side bitches you
Scared.
got?
no,
Monty?
on the real, like it's like when you cheat. A lot of times it
Monty don't
depends.
wanna
It's one of
answer.
two things. I feel like it's either
How many
you're not
side bitches you
happy or you
None.
looking for something like more. You know
I mean, it really depends on who you talk to. Like, if you really sit down and like break down why somebody cheated, people usually don't want to do that.
No, they don't.
So if
a
like
lot of layers to
if
peel
you
back.
break down why somebody cheated, like if they were not getting everything that they needed from somebody else, but they didn't want to leave, is it selfish? Absolutely. But this is why they did it. So it causes you to evaluate who you are as a partner, who you are as a person, and what your expectations are. But if you're with somebody and they just need to be with everybody, then you can understand that it's not a you issue.
Think, yeah,
it's
true,
a them
true,
issue.
True.
Facts.
Because sometimes too, you gotta explain that to like your significant other. Like, it's not you, it's just me.
But it doesn't take away from the hurt.
It don't.
Oh no, because it makes you feel like you feel insignificant. Like if someone cheats on you, like since we put so much power into like the cheating thing or the
It's more of a trust thing.
fidelity.
Like the cheating is,
I mean,
it's like
but
it's
you
a
just
trust
can't.
thing.
I don't know. People are people. People are gonna like
Shit
do
gonna happen,
things.
but
Right.
You're gonna do things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do things.
But we are controlled
Like,
of things that we
do.
do.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
we're not only in it for each other's sexual organs. So if someone cheats, of course you take them back. Of you know, because it's there for other things. Like a lot of men don't want to do this because men are very insecure. So if a woman
fair.
cheats, we think
I
that the
can see
nigga
that.
dick is bigger and we not gonna fit right.
Nah.
So that's why men don't take their women back. See, but women don't have that problem. Women don't have that much insecurity. They don't have as much insecurity.
I would
as
disagree.
Men.
I would
Men are way
disagree.
more insecure than women.
Well, no.
Like people don't want to say
No,
that.
no, honestly, I
but
agree with him
men
with that.
are
No.
way
No,
more
women-
insecure.
I feel like this. If you feel women are very insecure, then
Yeah.
imagine the insecurity of the man. Like men are more insecure than women.
I would
No,
argue
way
that we're.
more
I would
than- I
argue that
agree
we're
with
more
that.
possessive. Men would be more possessive,
I
and
don't
you're.
know. I think women are more possessive.
No, I disagree. I think that you never
it depends on the
never
person,
hear
though.
you never hear of a trophy husband. You always hear of a trophy
I'm a
wife.
Yeah,
I mean, we about to start
True.
chiseling away at. We're going to chisel away at this.
A trophy
patriarchy.
husband.
Right? You never hear a trophy husband. Like you know what you say.
You never heard that statement,
You know
but there are.
you know,
men
You
out
say
there,
you hear the statement like I got a good man, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you
That's
hear.
the most
That's what you
you
hear,
get, yeah.
right? But you said you got a trophy wife. You
Yeah.
have a great woman. You have a phenomenal queen. Like you give more to this because we have this idea of possession.
Mhm.
I would say that it doesn't really much to do with our insecurities. It's that we are more possessive and we need to hold on to things.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're possessive and we have these egos that
And-
we
and
have
the
to
egos
brag.
are the
So we
insecurities.
say that great. We sometimes women are not that great, but we say I have a great woman.
and like the women, like women have a
It's
not great
for- it's
man and
for
say I got
you to hear that I have a great woman.
man, yeah.
It doesn't matter if I hate her, but if I say she's a great woman, I
They
got to
give
one
that
up on
image,
you
yeah.
because that's just what men just do that for no apparent
but that's a
reason. Like,
fragile ego.
but yeah, come on, man.
To me,
Most of us is fragile as hell. Like you be on the internet, you see
No,
it.
I'll be going to sleep.
You be on the internet, you see it.
going to sleep.
I be
Men are
napping.
fragile.
I be napping.
Look at our stories.
My shit on mute.
Look at our stories. Think about men's
be
stories
scrolling.
on Instagram. Look at the stories. Read them. Watch them.
No, I've already lost
men
interest.
are terrible.
Wait, so my thing.
We are horrible out here.
Oh no, we're terrible. We're terrible people.
I feel like it's different stances. Like for example, like I'm a guy. I feel like if you cheat, right, and you find out she cheating, you can't get mad.
But you will.
Oh, you will.
You feel upset, but I feel like you can't get
Oh,
mad.
now you're going through the roof. You fuming.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't hear none of that.
personally wouldn't though.
I mean, that's
because I'll be a hypocrite. Like
maybe
you'll be a
you're
hypocrite.
That's cool.
progressive. Maybe you're moving past.
You still gonna be
patriarchy.
mad.
I hear what you're saying.
You still gonna be
but
mad.
I don't know. I feel like like you gotta be the.
I think you get concerned and see like, did she step away mentally like you did, or was she involved with it? And I think that's what aggravates
But
you
you know
the
what's
most.
crazy thing? I feel like sometimes the cheating is not that you stepped away mentally, because I feel like some cheating is just a physical act of just lust, where you still, the reason why you haven't, like, you just cheated is because you do love the woman that you're with. You know what I mean? But it's a fucked up word to say, because it's like how you love and you're cheating at the same time. But it's like,
No, it's okay. Don't say love because love doesn't mean anything. It's abstract. It's an abstract thing. So it's what you want it to mean. Whatever you
Love
want
is
love
what
to
you-
mean
what you
is what you
define
want
it.
it to
Love
mean.
is a mutual understanding.
And your explanation, that's beautiful.
Love
but
is a
not for
mutual
everybody.
understanding. No,
Not for everybody.
no, love is a mutual
Not,
understanding.
it can't be that way for everybody.
Okay,
It's
so
not.
okay, so
It's
we're
completely not.
gonna switch gears a little bit. All right,
I'm not done with you, bro.
Yeah.
No, listen, we're gonna do this all year,
Yeah,
brother.
I'm telling you,
We're gonna do this all
We're gonna
year.
switch gears a
I'm not
little
done
bit.
with you.
We got our brother Dice Boy Barrett in the building.
Yes, sir.
From Brownsville,
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Yeah,
Brooklyn.
man.
Where
You know.
the air
I think
horns
those are
at,
gunshots. Gunshots?
No,
Wow.
not gunshots.
Yeah,
No gunshots. No gunshots. This is an air horn appropriate.
You know what?
Air horn?
I got. I'm triggered. You know, puns all around. I'm triggered.
Yo,
no gunshots.
Gunshots.
So my man, you from Brownsville, man. Thank you for pulling up. You know,
I'm glad to be here.
yeah. So what's the single you got out right now on Spotify and Tidal that you pushing, man? What's up?
Right now, my single is P. Swayze
Okay.
from my Phantom album. on streamable everywhere, all musical platforms.
Okay.
And yeah, that's the latest one I've done. I think I dropped it late last year.
Okay.
So this year I've been working on an R&B album, trying to switch it up, like, because
Alright.
you gotta
R&B meaning
like R&B, like rhythm and blues.
Singing?
Yeah, singing.
Wow.
Well, rhythm and barrel. That's what I'm calling it, rhythm and barrel.
Oh, you changed the
That's
whole
fire.
game.
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
We
my-
had a conversation last week. I think Will said 90s R&B.
Why you brought it back?
Yeah, dude, just bring. Yeah, we just. Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
alright, wait,
But I
give
just
me
want to
that
hear.
song, give me
I
that-
want to hear what his
Wait, 90s
thought.
R&B. Alright,
He
who was
He
the-
said 90s R&B is better than 80s R&B.
No. I did not say that.
I said
No.
that.
He
He
said.
said
He
that.
said 80s R&B.
80s
Wait,
R&B.
Yeah, yeah.
who was
better
the
than
king of the
90s
'80s and then the king of the '90s? Who was?
I
No,
mean,
we was
the top singer?
vouching for the
King?
80s.
Oh, like who's the top singer? Like who's the top singer?
I mean, you can't really say top. You got to say in the 80s of R&B, you got to say Michael Jackson, Prince, and
that's no competition.
Fire and Desire. What's my man?
What '90s is
Rick
what? R.
James?
Kelly?
Rick James, yes.
90s. I didn't want to, but
Yeah, you're going to
It's-
have to say R.
it's
Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah, put it
I mean,
on the
yo,
line.
This is and this
Michael
is the thing
Jackson
with
is
that
in
too.
the 80s. Yeah.
90s is R.
It is R. Kelly. Like regardless of his personal shit, like
It is.
that shit aside. You know, we just talking about talent and music.
I can't,
We
but
just
it-
having a
but it is.
musical
Nope.
conversation. It's R. Kelly. You know what I mean? But
Nope.
you can't fuck with the man
Terrible.
on his
Yeah.
personal shit. But
It is.
you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. So singing. So you
I,
said.
I ain't gonna
bro.
knock the man. Like he was killing this shit.
All right,
No,
so-
he was killing it. But
Uh,
now when you go back and listen to those songs,
Yeah, it sounded a little crazy.
Oh, let's
man.
stop.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then-
'Cause yeah.
gotta chill.
Check it out though.
You gotta chill.
So, are you singing in any of the music you have out now? Like on Spotify,
Yeah,
some of the
well,
hooks?
I am singing, but I feel like I'm vocalizing because I don't even consider myself a singer as of right now because I feel like you got to train to
Yeah.
do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
right,
and a lot of in the music now too is like everybody's singing, but it's really not really singing. And like I literally when I went to Amsterdam recently, and she's a
Oh yeah, that's your people.
yeah,
Okay,
she's
copy
an
that.
artist as well. She's big in
Wow.
Amsterdam, but she
So we gotta have her on sometime.
yeah,
That's-
definitely,
that's a fact.
definitely. If I got the
So
time.
she sings.
Yeah, she sings and everything,
Awesome.
and she got an album Politics and Love out right now, streaming everywhere too. Check it out.
Okay.
And she gave me some pointers because I was working on the project before I left,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was out there, I was playing some of the tunes, and she was like, "Yo, you need to fix this up. You need to fix that up. You need to fix that up." And I took the advice because you know you want the project to sound good. You don't want to
Edit
come
the
in there
craft,
sounding,
of course.
you know. So I did that, and I went back in the studio, and the engineer was like, "What the fuck?" Like night and day, because you know I really took all her advice and.
So what we're gonna
Got
do?
the
We're gonna
craft
put
better.
you. We have a big picture playlist on Apple and on Tidal. So all the viewers, y'all can
Spotify,
definitely
Apple, Tidal,
yeah,
Spotify.
Apple Tidal and Spotify. So all the viewers, y'all can go and check out Dice Boy Barrett's music on there.
Yeah,
okay,
check out Phantom.
we're gonna upload some of his music on there tonight. Okay, so it's big picture playlist. All right. So wow. So R&B.
Yeah, like yeah.
That's
It
big.
was,
So what inspired? Who inspires you to really switch it up like that? Or you always been?
in a way, is I would say like I've always been into different sounds because I always felt like you don't want to like if you study artists and music, you can peep tendencies and I would say rappers mostly from the fact that like you know people gonna go with what sells. So it's like all right, this shit gave me the streams. I'm gonna keep doing music like this, keep doing music
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And what they don't understand is that you oversaturate yourself and you dull down your content because people gonna want to. I'd rather someone come listen to my music and say, I wonder what he's gonna do, opposed to listen to a record and be like, I know what he's gonna sing. Like I already know what to expect.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So for me, it was always in me to like just experiment, like try
Push
stuff
the
out the
envelope,
box.
Try new stuff.
And like my sister, she went to college in North Carolina, and when she would come back to visit when I was younger, because she was always into like she was a drummer, she was a mechanic. My sister do a lot of stuff, right? But she got me into rock and roll. That's how I learned about Linkin Park and stuff like that. But what she really did was got me into Southern hip hop at a young age.
Right.
So around the time when New York was like, well, you know, New York was a bias against South music. All them artists like Too Short and all them, I'm like, I know all this stuff. Like it was easier to transition. That's why you see like the younger artists in New York have that kind of sound and
Yeah,
bop.
that
Even
bop.
though it's switching back. Like you got Jay Critch, he just dropped his project as well. But he's doing a better sound now too. But you know, it was easier to implement different music because I always grew up with that cadence. You know, so it's always been like experiment, try something different, try something new. Get out your comfort zone, be uncomfortable in the booth, you know.
That's the only way you're gonna grow.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's dope.
Wow.
So that's how the music.
So you're about to step into R&B. Are you worried about Jacquees?
Yo, shout out to Jacquees. Because, you know, it's funny. I feel like people giving him shit, right? But they're not understanding what he was saying. It's kind of like how he was just talking. We were saying
Please
80s,
help me
90s.
understand.
All right. Basically, he's trying to say is his age, rank, and lower. He's the king of R&B.
You can say
How
that.
old is he?
I don't know how old he is. I
He's
don't
probably
follow
like
these
in
dudes
his
personal life
early
like that.
mid-20s or something like
But
that.
yeah,
So we forgot about Chris Brown?
no, and that's
No,
what I'm
see, but Chris Brown's
Chris Brown
old.
is kind of. I would say
No.
Chris Brown old, but he's more
Brown's like
established.
30.
Like
He's like 30, right? Is Chris Brown 30?
Even if
He
he
gotta
was
be 30.
30, he could still be considered.
we forgot about.
Yeah, we
must
can't
have
forget
forgot
about Chris.
to be honest, Chris
can't.
kind of
Wow,
escaped
wow,
the.
wow.
I'm not even gonna put them in the same
Wow.
range, but like you see how like people kind of fell off from R. Kelly because of his situation.
Yeah.
They was trying
Oh, yeah.
attempting to do the same for Chris Brown. Had he never gotten involved to any of that, he'd have been Michael Jackson status right now.
I'd say
And I wholeheartedly believe
Chris
that.
Brown's
that's
the
a
only
fact.
person that can compete with Drake, in my personal opinion.
Oh,
in
yeah,
regards,
yeah.
in regards to artistry.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's the only.
Drake
person.
just can't dance.
Yeah,
Not that
yeah,
I know
yeah,
of.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, he got his hotline bling there.
yeah, his little.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, no, that's
That's
my
a little
dance.
swaggy.
That's
No,
my
no.
dance. I do this all the time. That's my dance.
What's that?
That is hot.
Emojis with
That
the
is
dance
hot.
moves?
oh man, that's deep, man. We totally forgot about Chris. You totally forgot about Breezy.
forgot about Chris.
So Jacquees might need to fall
Nah,
back. a
nah,
little
no,
bit.
he didn't
Nah, he
say
good
nothing
for the
wrong. Like,
kids.
he's talking
Alright.
about for his.
I guess for
his
right
age
now,
rank. He talking about
just
age
like
rank.
Takashi was saying, he's the king of New York.
No.
At that point,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he was the hottest.
No.
You just gonna say no, like just
No.
no.
He obviously not going to agree with it, right? But the thing is that just for I feel like the King of New York slogan is more so of like the hot person of this year.
that's popping right now.
Yeah, it's not like I'm running New York because like,
Oh,
we
that
all know
sucks.
that's Jay. We
that
all
means
know
I
that
feel
means
like it's
Mims
bait.
was the king of New York at one time.
Who?
Mims.
this is why I'm hot.
Yeah.
This is wild.
He
That's
was.
what
He had a
that
couple
means.
hits though. He had a couple hits.
I don't even know that song. I ain't gonna lie to you.
From your definition,
You know-
that's what that means.
But that's what defines you as an artist. If you have a summer banger, if you have a
Banger,
couple of summer bangers, then you're pretty good.
Mims had about 3.
He had about 3, and he was
Consistent?
good,
Consistent,
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah, consistent.
And then if you look
He just
up
wasn't
some of the
bold enough
stuff,
probably to say he was the king of New York.
Um,
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
but
he probably
but
coulda ran it.
he's more of a hip hop.
okay.
He's more of a hip hop rapper though, right? Like Mims. Like
no,
he's more into the
nah. He's like a. It's a this is why I'm hot kind of rapper. He's like
sure
a
he
hit.
started off like that.
Well, he's
Because the thing I feel like if you notice is like if you were like a real like if the ones that's into the art of it, they don't jump out the window and say all that type of shit. You know, when it's more of like a party fun shit and I'm just like I'm popular, I'm in the clubs, then everybody like I'm the king of this, I'm the king of that, and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? But like artists like I never heard Kendrick really be like I'm the king of LA.
He doesn't have to do that.
But that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's the point I'm trying to come up. When you
nah,
when
that
you got
that
it,
control verse. Then he say he was the king of.
he said the king of New
He
York.
said the king of New York, too.
line. Yeah.
Yeah, he did say that.
all of
notice how nobody came back at him though.
They can't.
No, they
What
tried. They
gonna say?
tried. A lot of artists
What
tried.
were they going to say?
Nothing.
What were they going to say that he couldn't
Not
like
at all.
rebuttal? Not anything.
They were gonna press.
I mean, you
shuffle.
gotta at least try still. Like
No, you don't.
You know, you're supposed to.
No.
I mean,
You don't
Choose
back down
battles.
from no artist, bro. Like
You write
go,
it.
you go
Choose
do
your
what you gotta
battles.
do. Boy.
You definitely write it and you definitely record it.
You really think about
And
if
you
you
got
want
to
to push that
listen
out.
to it a few times and make sure it's right.
No, I agree
'Cause it's gonna
totally.
be
Like
tough.
you
It's
gotta
gonna be
have
tough.
bars. You gotta be nice with the pen doing this to come at somebody. But I'm saying is that at the end of the day, you still
You
need
don't
to
back down.
Say you still gotta come out and say something as an artist. And I'm not even talking about the New York line. I'm just saying in general. Period.
Joel Ortiz tried. He said something, but
I didn't even take that as a real diss. To be honest, I just felt like the media. It's like media kind of.
That's a huge risk that you take though.
social
What?
media.
That's a huge risk that you take. If you decide that you want to go after like an artist that really does this,
Yeah.
that's a huge risk.
I mean, then what we
mean,
doing this
because-
for? What are we doing this for then? Why are we
You're
here?
doing it for your craft. You're not
No,
doing
you're
it to
right.
argue
You're
with
right.
somebody.
But this
doing
is the
this
this
for?
is the problem, right? Kendrick is good.
And it's not even like a shout out Kendrick. I like
Kendrick
Kendrick.
is
I'm just
good.
talking
Kendrick is
about the
nice.
conversation.
Kendrick he's barred up. But more importantly than that, you can't just go up against marketing dollars.
Yeah,
You going up against a machine.
Yeah.
So it's like it's one thing to just be rapping and you drop throw a shot. It's another thing to go up against Interscope.
Okay.
That's
Okay. We're
different.
gonna have to finish this topic.
You can't beat that.
another time.
Nah, you
Because
gotta-
you know why? Because we have to give a special shout out to our official sponsor, Sweet Mamas. All right. So all my Brooklyn people, when y'all pull up to Harlem in the summertime, go over to 689 Lenox Avenue. Okay, that's on 144th Street on Lenox Avenue, Harlem, New York, New York. Okay, they got some awesome fried chicken, salmon, all type of seafood,
Soul food
collard
buffet,
greens,
man.
soul
Beautiful.
food buffet, $6.54 a pound
Oh, nice.
for that good food. Cheer. So make sure y'all pull up for
Word
that.
to Flavor Flav.
I want to give another shout out to my guy right here, Kenny. He has a blog, all right? It's called Kenny Reads.
Yes.
Right? It's
On
called
my
Kenny
Medium.
Reads. And we only got 2 minutes left. And the I Cry to Black Men and Mental Health Stigma.
Yeah.
Can you give us 60 seconds on what's that?
I think really what it was about when I thought about writing it was just, as black men, we don't really talk about what the demons that we have and what it means to be a black man and how to deal with that mental health that we always just carry with us all the time. Like, you're just taught that you're not supposed to cry, and then when you keep that inside, it destroys you. And then it transcends into relationships. It transcends into all of the other partnerships that you have, because you haven't gotten in the habit of expressing yourself and understanding what it means to struggle and communicate with yourself.
Wow.
So that's what I was thinking about when I wrote that article.
Okay. Wow. All right. So my people out there, make sure y'all go check that out. Go check out the blog, because he has some other good topics on there too that y'all can definitely check out. All right. So listen, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Go to the Big Picture Facebook page. Check out all the episodes, and we'll be back next week. All right.
Jump in the
Peace
inbox.
out.
Hit me for the edibles.
Holla.
No.